The Department of State Security Services (DSS) and the Inspector General of Police (IGP) have been stopped by a high court in Abuja from arresting and detaining the Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN), Governor Godwin Emefiele. The security agencies had made moves to arrest Emefiele over the allegations of terrorism and sundry offences against him. The court on Thursday also restrained the Attorney General of the Federation (AGF), the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), and the Central Bank of Nigeria, who are listed as first, second, and fifth defendants. The presiding judge, Justice M.A. Hassan, gave the order while delivering judgment in a suit marked FAC and so on filed by the Incorporated Trustees Forum for Accountability and Good Leadership. Justice Hassan, before the ruling on Thursday, had on the 19th of December granted an ex parte application restraining the defendants from arresting and detaining the CBN governor. The ex parte application was moved by counsel to the applicants, Emeka Ozani, SAN, wherein Justice M.A. Hassan specifically ordered as follows: the second, third, and fourth defendants and respondents and are hereby restrained in the interim, whether by themselves, their officers, agents, servants, privies, or acting through any person or persons, however, from inviting, arresting, or detaining the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, with particular allegations of acts of terrorism, financing, fraudulent activities, or any other manner howsoever that may interfere with its rights to freedom of movement, personal liberty, human dignity, or in any way interfere with the performance and discharge of his official functions and duties as governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, pending the hearing and determination of the motion on notice. The court equally granted an order or substituted service on the fifth defendant respondent, the CBN, by delivering the originating summons and other processes to the legal department of the bank at its headquarters in Abuja. Meanwhile, the court has ordered an accelerated hearing in the matter and consequently abridged the time of both respondents and the applicants. Now, wow. Well, the judge in his judgment held that the continued harassment of Emefiele on the basis of the allegations of the DSS is illegal and constitutes a breach of his fundamental rights as provided for the 1999 Constitution and African Charter on Human and People's Rights. The DSS had, in an ex parte application, sought an order to arrest the CBN governor over alleged acts of financing terrorism, fraudulent activities, and economic crimes on national security dimension. The Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice John Tosho, in a ruling delivered on December 9th, however, rejected the application on the grounds that the DSS failed to provide sufficient evidence to warrant the issuance of an arrest warrant against Emefiele. The judge said the depositions in the affidavit filed by the DSS in support of its application purport that preliminary investigation has revealed various acts of terrorism, financing, fraudulent activities perpetrated by the respondent, and its involvement in economic crimes of national security dimension. Justice Tosho further said, "These are no doubt allegations, but which applicant has not presented any concrete evidence to support." Justice Hassan said the DSS cannot continue to harass or arrest Governor Emefiele over any trumped up allegations unless an order of a superior court is first obtained. Justice Hassan held that Exhibit A, submitted by the fourth respondent DSS, which was the affidavit also submitted to the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice John Tosho, did not substantiate or provide any material facts of terrorism, and that the fourth respondent's acts are obvious attempts to interfere with the rights of Godwin Emefiele. The court agreed that agree with the EFCC fifth respondent position that there is a process for the removal of the governor. Thus, the continued harassment and interference by the fourth respondent particularly is embarrassing in the light of statutory provisions. In his counter affidavit, the EFCC stated that it has no case against Emefiele as he is not under investigation by the commission. Consequently, the anti-graft agency asked the court to discharge from the matter on the ground that it is not necessary party. Court held that all other respondents except the fourth DSS are nominal parties as no case was really made against them. Justice Hassan stated that applicants had shown sufficient local standing to initiate this suit in line with fundamental human rights rules. Court held that it will not award damages as the suit was not taken out by Gordon Emefiele himself. Of course, we know that these guys are hiding something, and something is wrong somewhere. They are all hiding something. Don't forget that the top emirs, RRØR1SM, the Cabals, and all the Maman Daura and the rest of them, we have learned that they are pressuring Buhari not to stop the arrest of Emefiele, and at the end of the day, we are hearing this. Oh, the more you look in this country, the less you see. I don't even understand how a court will say agencies of government should not carry out their constitutional duties. Very soon, armed robbers will approach the court to stop police from arresting them. You clearly don't understand the issues involved. The Constitution provides the procedure for the appointment and removal of the CBN. The present moves by your so-called agents of government amounts to thuggery and bullying. That is what the court is saying. Do you understand? Pay more to a lawyer to explain to you if you don't get it. If you don't get it, forget it. If you don't get it, forget it. Too much rascality in Nigeria. Politicians have a problem with central banks. You may wish to Google and read article titled Central Banks, Politicians and Vested Interests. They should leave Emefiele alone to continue with the good works he is doing in CBN. I think with all this, you see that even the so-called policies will not be implemented because everything is watered down, because it's going to be give and take, and before you know it, Emefiele will not be able to do anything. All of this is just a noise. He's working for Nigeria, period. In fact, he is the most patriotic CBN governor. Like, seriously? Buhari will announce his sacking very soon. Okay, CBN must not bow to the intimidation by the senators and House of Representatives member with other politicians. He has already bowed. For the fact that they're not going to arrest him now, they must have settled some things, and they will say, just forget it. And you will not hear nothing concerning this whole thing again. Believe it or you take it. Leave it or you take it. You won't hear nothing again from them. So guys, that is what we have seen now. Let's know what you think about. Thank you.